Welcome. Sorry for you waiting for me for a couple of minutes. I was just trying to figure out how to do this with it being scheduled, but I guess I figured it out. Hi, so there are a few of you waiting. Hi ladies. So we're going to be getting into this. Should we wait for some more people or should we just get into it? I don't know. So first of all, Happy New Year. I hope that you had a lovely Christmas or, holiday break, and, wishing you the best for the new year. Hi Bonita. So we're going to be getting into this. I set a challenge, and the challenge was for you to go out by yourselves and to go to an upscale brasserie cafe within the affluent areas in your city. That was what the challenge was. Okay, greetings. Hi, thank you for being here. Thank you, honey. So Happy New Year to everybody, and don't forget to thumbs up when you get your butt in here and say hello so I know who's here. So who did the challenge? Let me know if you actually was able to do it and participate in the challenge. If you weren't, then don't worry, I'm going to be doing another one in just a few days, so that's fine. And this is going to be more of like a series on this channel. I think it's a good way to get everybody connected, and also kind of, hey hun, and also just kind of give everybody inspiration and stuff. So Happy New Year to you too. I want, wait, you want or you went? Did you do it? Who didn't? Happy New Year to everybody. Thumbs up and say hello when you get in here. So personally, I feel like there were quite a few of you who actually partook and did the challenge, but I'm not too sure if you want to be vocal or if the ones who actually did it are in here. But if you are, I would love for you to share your experiences, even just the case of your city that you're in and where you went. You missed it. No, that's okay. I'll be doing another one in a few days time. Of course, the time span that I gave right now may have been difficult as well. During the holidays, people are maybe doing things with their families or even on holiday themselves, so it might have been an awkward time. But for some people, this is when they had lots of time to actually get out and do that. So who managed to do it? Who did it? You missed the chat. Okay, you'll play that's fine. So you can do the next one. Who managed to do the challenge? On Valentine's Day, we might do one around February. Time could be good, but for Valentine's Day, I'm not too sure. Because I feel like most people who would be going out on Valentine's Day are going to be already paired up and not necessarily going out meeting people, but just already going out already in couples, so yeah, let me know. Thank you. Yes, my birthday's on the 15th of January. When is yours? But yeah, I'm feeling like not many of you got to do the challenge. I know that a couple of you messaged me on Instagram and said that you actually did it. Okay, so for those of you who... Okay, so you did it. You went to the German gymnasium in King's Cross. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a nice restaurant. What happened? Okay, so Thursday, happy birthday for Thursday. What happened when you went out? What time did you do it? Were you wearing kind of what I mentioned? And did anything come of it? Let us know. I want to know. Hey honey, I've been here honey. So yes, for those of you who missed it, the challenge was to go out to an upscale place and to then come back today and share your experiences, and wearing a specific kind of outfit, bold red lips. That was kind of the the instructions or the rules for this challenge. But of course you have to kind of work with what you have, but I wanted to make it something that is outside some people's comfort zones as well. That's the whole point of a challenge, I feel like, to kind of push you outside your comfort zones. Who in here, I don't think many of you managed to do it. Obviously there's one person that's actually in here or who wants to speak who said that she did it, but are there any of you in here who will participate in the next one? Let me know. You can just say yes. Happy New Year. This year I feel like it's about breaking down barriers. It's about doing things that you feel uncomfortable to do but pushing yourself to do it anyway, and feeling the fear and doing it regardless. I feel like that's what it's got to be about. And the reason why I wanted to do the challenge in the first place is because there are so many people on my channel who still feel nervous going to certain places, who don't feel comfortable going into affluent areas, who feel like it just doesn't work for them. Okay, I think I'm going to open this on my laptop and read the comments. They just go by so quickly on there. Give me a second. Let me get this up on here. Okay, you wore a leather brown skirt and a v-neck black top with boots. That sounds very nice. You went at 7 p.m. Yeah, but sadly didn't get the best table, but it felt nice going alone. I felt nice going alone. The waiters were super polite. The waiter took my pictures for me. Okay, so I just want to say, I think that's great, and what you're wearing sounds really nice. I mean, you said you wore the leather brown skirt, a v-neck black top and boots, which is really nice. That sounds cute. That sounds like something I would definitely wear. The only thing is the timing being 7 p.m. Because you have to understand, I want everybody to have success with this. I want everybody to be able to go out, do the challenge, and have the best outcome. Okay, that's what I want for everybody. Thank you for sharing, by the way, Bonita. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing, actually, because I feel like not everybody is, you know, maybe confident enough to do that, to even do the challenge and to share as well. So thank you so much. But the timing, 7 p.m, I wanted it to be in the daytime, because going out at 7 p.m, I feel like, and you know, it's a lot more, most people are going out on dates, you know, that they might be out on a date at that time or something. Of course, because it's the holidays as well. Hi, I'm okay, how are you? Because it's during the holidays, people might be out with, you know, family members or something. I really wanted it to be during the daytime, just for this challenge, because the plan was to go to a cafe or a brasserie. I know that the German gymnasium is kind of a restaurant. I've been there once. I can't remember if there's a bar in there. I really can't remember. Yes, so my thing was just during the daytime. So I was saying anytime between sort of, maybe it could be going to a breakfast bar, it could be 10 a.m, 11 to like 4. That was my kind of thing. I wanted it to be during the daytime. Thank you, Bonita, for being like so you know, not sensitive and just taking it for what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely next time, if during the daytime is kind of specified, then try to do that. And also, what was the other thing you said? You were taking pictures, girl. No, just in case somebody did want to kind of like speak to you or something, I just don't feel like you should be getting people to take your picture, just because then it might look like, okay, you know, one of the guys might not want to come over, or think, oh, okay, I'm getting in this girl's way, or okay, she's one of those Instagram girls, or it might make them feel very old. You know, I'm not too sure what kind of age you're going for anyway, but I would definitely say that's a no-no. unless like your job is like your social media, or you just love it so much, or you have people like on my Instagram. I mean, it's not my job to be on Instagram, but I still want to share with you ladies, so I do that. But I try to do it as little as possible, because when you're out and wanting to be excuse me, wanting to be approached, can get my words out, then the Instagram thing, I feel like it can be a deterrent. Okay, so just note that for next time, and yeah, try to keep your phone all the way in your bag, not take it out for the way to take a photo, and try to do it during the daytime for optimal approaches to happen. But also, I mean, the challenge was more so just to do it in general, which you did. But of course I want everybody to have approaches as well. I lost my train of thought, but it's, oh, and also I wanted to mention about the lipstick and stuff, doing something bold, something outside your comfort zone, but of course you have to work with what you have as well. But thank you so much for sharing. I think that's great. She said, I'm not on Instagram, but I liked how I looked that day. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I went out during the day to a cafe. I wore zebra print long sleeve top, beige mini leather skirt, black tights, black knee length heeled boots, love that, and of course a cute pink plaid scarf. Okay, and what happened when you went to the cafe? Was it an upscale cafe? Sorry, it's completely dark outside. It's like completely grey, so I'm really sorry about the lighting right now. I probably should have dealt with that, but oh well, we'll just have to deal for now. I'll make sure my next live stream has better lighting and stuff. I'll think it through first. Okay, you felt beautiful. Your hair was long and black with a fringe. You accessorized. Okay, cute. But what happened? Did you go to an upscale cafe? Yeah, let me know. Did anything come of it? Did you do the red lips? Did you have nice perfume on? You said you went during the day, so that's amazing. So good. I missed this challenge, but when I went to France in the summer, I frequented cafes around lunchtime, and when I wore silk dresses and feminine clothing, I often got free food and drinks and discounts. Love that for you. I love that. And that sounds so cute. Silk dresses, and I love that. So technically you were doing it, but in France, which is good. Nice perfume, pinkish burgundy lips, not red. Okay, that sounds nice, but it goes with what you were wearing because you had the pink going, didn't you? Okay, that's cute. The cafe was in an upscale area. You got stairs but no approaches. Okay, that's really good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Definitely happy with that. Yeah, I love that. I love that you were getting the attention and everything. So clearly what you were doing was working. Like you said, you had nice perfume during the day, an upscale cafe in your area, which is a nice area. I think that that's really good. And yeah, yay. I'm glad that, I mean, there are two ladies in here that have vocalized their experiences, and I'm very grateful for that. I feel like it will be helpful to push other women to also do that and understand that it's not so scary, it's not so daunting. But to be fair, when I first started myself, you have to understand, like, if you're not from a certain like area, or if you have a certain upbringing or a certain background and you're not used to certain things, and then you are venturing out and you're doing something different. You're going into different areas that you may not have even really been to before, or only been to do, you know, maybe here and there every now and then, but you're not frequenting them all the time. And then you start going to these places, you're going into these venues. Depending on what's going on, you might look different to everybody in there as well, and you know, lots of different things that can be going on. Sometimes you can feel super uncomfortable, and you can just feel like, okay, all of the eyes are going to be on me. They might be, but also people are living their own lives and they don't care about you as much as you think they do. This is one thing that I have come to realize, even though people care, people care, but at the same time, it's like they don't care that much. Okay, if you go somewhere and even if you do look a bit like, oh, okay, not the norm to be in here, or you look younger than, you know, the rest of us in here, or you look this or like that, or whatever it is that you might be paranoid about, other people won't necessarily care. And that is something that you have to get your head around and understand and realize. For us, we're always in our own heads, and literally the whole world, our world, revolves around us. Whether we're sad about it, whether we're happy about it, everything that we do is for what we want. You know, we go to places that we want to go to, we eat the food we want to eat, we wear what we want to wear, or what we think others want us to wear. But everything is about us. Everything is about you. Everything. So when you go out, you think that people are staring at you. You think that or people are not staring at me, I'm not getting any looks. Everything is always about everything. And what I have come to realize is that, and sometimes we can think that people are a lot more involved in what we're doing than they actually are. So if you are feeling nervous and uncomfortable about going to places, just remember that they are thinking about them. They're thinking about I like the way she looks. I wonder if she's alone. I wonder if she's been here before. I haven't seen her before. It's all about them. Even so, I want her on my arm, or she is not my type. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything is still about so just remember that even if you do go somewhere and you have the worst experience, people are looking at you, or you feel so uncomfortable, but I don't feel like you will have that experience. But just say, worst come to worst, you did. Don't worry about it too much, because everything that that person is thinking about all relates back to themselves anyway. That is something that helps, helped. Now I don't really care, but that's something at the time I realized that helped me. And you know, you've just got to live your life and go to the places that you want to go to. Why should you go to trashy places or go to places where you don't belong anymore? Because you've done the mental work, you've done the physical work, or you're working on it constantly, and you feel like you want to be in certain places, you deserve to be there, and you should be. And that's why you have to push yourself, which is why this challenge is a must. And like I said, in a couple of days I'm going to start a new challenge for people who missed it or weren't around or not able to do this one. Hi A. So let's get into some of the things I've missed. By the way, there are literally almost 50 of you and only 20 likes. Girl, thumbs up for me please, and say hello when you're in here. Happy New Year, Turquoise. You're working from home? Okay. Ziva, any tips for solo traveling? I know you went to the Dominican Republic. Could you talk about how that went? Okay, alright, I'll just go for that one quickly because people are here for the challenge questions and topic. But I feel like solo travel can be really good because you get to do exactly what you want whenever you want to do it. And I feel like it's an experience that I personally needed mentally and spiritually as well. I always wanted to go away by myself. I would not want to be away for that long with my family, and I knew that that was something I needed to do by myself. So that's why I decided to go. And I went to the Dominican Republic specifically because I went not long beforehand, and I loved it, and I felt like I literally felt so attached to that culture and all of that. So I knew that that was where I wanted to go back, and to the language and everything. So the food is very similar to the food of my family and blah blah blah. So I wanted to go back, and that's what I did. The tips that I would give, especially if you're going somewhere like the Dominican Republic, you have to just be really careful being a woman by yourself going traveling, definitely. And especially somewhere, I don't want to offend anybody, but also I'm going to be completely honest, going somewhere where the men are like so confident and like will not hold back. You just have to be really you have to keep your wits about you and be very safe, okay? Also, if people think that you're a tourist, then you have to be mindful of that with like prices and people trying to take the mick out of you and blah blah blah. So you just have to stand firm in yourself and not being a complete pushover, and still allow yourself to be fun, but also know your surroundings. If you go somewhere, have a look around first, know who's around you, and don't leave your things unattended, blah blah blah, the basic things. Don't let somebody know where you're living. If you meet somebody, a man, and they ask you who you're here with, you know, don't tell them that you're all by yourself and all of those things. And also in the airport, things can be a bit awkward as well. I had a very horrible time, by the way, in the airports. This was going through America. I had to go through Miami, and also on the way back I had a very horrible time being somebody traveling alone and all of that. You know, they think certain things. So yeah, you just have to be careful. And also I was literally kind of sexually harassed as well in the airport by the staff coming back from the Dominican Republic. So I had some really horrible experiences, but I also had an amazing time while I was there. And yeah, it was very good for me. So I would say if you want to travel by yourself, definitely go, but just be careful. Be careful. And tell your family, or you have to tell somebody where you're going, where you're staying, the times of your flights, and what transport you'll be taking to get from the airport to your hotel or to your apartment that you're renting. I rented an apartment, so that's what I did. So yeah, just be careful, honey, but have fun. Have fun, still be exciting. Yeah, definitely. No, you definitely do not need to tell people that you're there by yourself, and that is one thing that I did not do. So I would say that, you know, no, I have friends here, you know, blah blah blah, I'm meeting them soon, okay? So if you try anything, then people, well, nobody really, but people will be looking for me. So yeah, you just, yeah. Also, I'm very much of a spicy person, and I got into conflict with a couple of people, but then you have to kind of remember you're in a foreign country, so you need to tone it down. So yeah, but besides that, I had an amazing time, and I would definitely say for you to go traveling by yourself. It's lovely. Or you could even, if you don't want to do like a third world country or whatever, you could go to Europe, you know, go to Portugal. I've been to Portugal a couple of times by myself, and that is just such a beautiful place, and lots of culture there, lovely food, lovely people. It's just a lovely place. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Okay, Hells said solo traveling is the best. It gives you the confidence to go out, meet people, experience different foods and cultures. It helps you understand yourself a lot better. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially the last part. When I was there, I needed to do some soul searching, different things, and I definitely was able to do that because I had complete privacy from, you know, you don't need to go and meet your family. You have complete alone time and reflection time. So yeah, as long as that reflection is not, if you're not being pensive in a negative way or whatever, then it can be very positive. So yes. Okay, I think I missed, somebody mentioned something about okay, Favor Unican. Hi. I did the challenge and went to the most expensive hotel in my area. Then I got seated at the bar. I felt lonely but was later approached by a white man. He said I was beautiful and offered me a job. I was not expecting that at the end. That doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Okay, so I'm going to speak, and you have to understand this is a place where we can speak and we can be open, and you know, it's just us in here right now. For someone to, first of all, I don't feel like his skin color, I don't feel like that really is too important, but at the same time it kind of does paint the picture for me a little bit. So for that to even be a factor, I feel like you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and you're going places that really you wouldn't have gone to before, which is really good. And I'm pleased that you did that. For you to go to, you said the most expensive hotel in, you know, your city, I think that that is really, really good as well. Even though this challenge was to go to an upscale cafe or brasserie, it's a little bit less, you know, blah blah blah. Did you go during the daytime? Was it in the evening? What time was it? And also, what were you wearing? Did you look out of place? Did you look like you couldn't really afford to be in there? I just want to understand why somebody would come up to you and ask you, do you need a salary? Do you need a job? You know, so for me, I would want to go back to the drawing board, and I would want to think about what I'm wearing, what my hair looks like, what my mental you know, confidence seems like. Do I feel like I deserve to be here? I belong here. This is where I'm comfy. You know, I would want to go back to the drawing board and kind of assess all of that, because some random person coming up and asking you if you want a job just doesn't sound like, it sounds like he thinks that you, first of all, it just seems a bit disrespectful. Okay, so I would want to definitely go back to the drawing board and think about what I'm wearing, how have I done my hair, what's my perfume like, what's my body posture like. Body language and posture, like, I kind of merge them together. I would want to be figuring all of that out. What are my nails saying? You know, what are my eyelashes like? What is my feminine voice control like? I would want to go back to the drawing board. If somebody actually came, like, what job was it? I had one random person do this to me before, and I was like, are you okay, sir? This was the weirdest one, seeing as we're talking about these kind of things. I literally had a man come up to me and he was like, oh, you know, trying to chat me up, it seemed like initially, but at the same time not. And it was just very weird. And by the way, I didn't stop walking the whole time. I was just still walking, and in the end he was like, oh no, I have it's a kind of job opportunity, it's where, and he was explaining something that didn't make any sense to me. And so I was still walking, okay, And then in the end he came in front. He said, okay, it's this. I can give you X amount. Basically, this was during summer and I had my toes out and all of that, right? I was wearing a nice pair of like heeled sandals, blah, blah, blah. And he said that, let me just, long story short, he wanted me to go over to Hyde Park. I was near Hyde Park at the time. And he wanted to rub my feet. And he was going to pay me like £100 for like 15 minutes of feet rubbing. I said, you know, I'm just not that desperate for £100. But thanks for the compliment on my feet. And I kept going, and I literally called my mom afterwards, and she was basically like, oh, you could have done it. I'm like, no, I don't want this random person rubbing my toes in public, and who knows what, you know, his real aim was. It just seemed and that was the weirdest kind of job proposal I've ever had. Well, I've never really had job proposals, but that was for money, and I just thought that that was very interesting. But yeah, my feet looked really good, I guess, that day. Okay, I'm not too sure what this kickback is. Okay, I feel like I'm missing a couple of things. By the way, Eventbrite, I feel like I'm kind of getting in on the conversation, but just be careful with some of the events that you go to on Eventbrite, just because I don't feel like people, let's just say 50 and up, are really going to, they're not checking on Eventbrite. So yeah, just be careful with some stuff and on there. That's what I found, some of my experiences. Okay, so what else is going on? I've missed lots of things. Leo, I have tried speed dating. I did that before. I've done speed dating a couple of times. The only way I would ever go again is if the ticket price was at least £80. And none of them are that price. So you're going to get riffraff, you're going to get people that you would never want to meet in real life, and you're going to get, you know, people who just, you know, aren't really the demographic that you're after. But one of the speed dating events that I went to, that was ticketed at, I think it was £25. I went to that, so obviously still on the very cheap side. I went to that, and I did actually meet somebody who was like quite well established. Just like, oh gosh, he was quite well established. Lived in, did he live in Chelsea or Fulham? No, he lived in Chelsea, and all of that jazz. But I went on one date with him after the speed dating event, and I could just tell that he was not the type to, he was cheap, basically. So of course he was going to that cheap event because that's what he was. So I just personally wouldn't really, I would say do speed dating for a fun experience, to get you out of your shell. That could be your own personal challenge if you're finding it difficult to like be really confident and meet lots of new people. That could be a good way for you to do that. But in terms of meeting somebody that you want to fund things, I don't know if you're going to find it speed dating unless you find a pricey ticketed event, speed dating event. I feel like that's the best way to kind of do that. It is so dark in here, oh my gosh. Okay ladies, I'm going to come off of here soon because I'm just over the lighting. We're going to do a little bit longer, yeah, maybe 15 minutes or so. But let's go back to the challenge. Let's go back to that for a second. Ladies, don't forget to thumbs up for me, please. And yeah, thumbs up. 37 likes and more people in here, so thumbs up for me please. And thank you also for like being here. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So oh, my lipstick combination, I wanted to mention this. I'm wearing like just a brown liner, and then I'm using Morphe Forev's on my lips, and then I put this new it's a new lip plumping gloss that I have from Elf, and this is in what is this, rose something. This is the number anyway, 82453. Is that backwards? There you go. That's what I'm wearing on my lips anyway. Yeah, I like it as well. I'm not really a lip plumping girl because, you know, but this one I don't mind. You started the challenge. Okay, cool. So how did your experience go? Let's discuss this before I jump off of here. Well, not yet though. How did your experience go? What did you wear? What was the outcome? I want to know all of the details. Thank you, hun. Yeah, let me know. For the next challenge, I want it to be something where we do the next, we go kind of to the next level. I'm going to be pushing people outside of their comfort zone even more, and I'm excited about that. I feel like when we set that challenge, it's going to be a live video so that you're able to kind of ask questions as well. Maybe that will be on Friday or Saturday this week. So yeah, definitely this week we're going to be doing another live video setting a new challenge. I feel like the best way to kind of do with all of this is to keep on going as much as possible, to make it normality and for you to get into the swing of it and for you to just feel really comfortable with all of that. Yeah, so who's enjoying the challenges? I feel like you guys are, but just not everybody was able to do it. So let me see. Let me see what she said. I'm just waiting. Waiting for my... Okay, let me just refresh on here. Okay. All right, let's see. So all right, you still get nervous. KG3 says she still gets nervous being alone. I went out for New Year's, didn't mingle too much. When it warms up, I'm going to try to take my dog with me to Bury's. Okay, well that's cute. Okay, so the doggy helps you out, and that's really nice. But also I feel like it would be nice for you. Don't worry, we're going to be doing another challenge on Friday or Saturday. I'm going to do a live video. We're going to set a new challenge, and I'm going to give the girls a little bit longer to actually fulfill that. Okay, so don't worry, we'll have another one in a few days. But I feel like you've got to get how to do it without your dog. You know, you don't want to feel like every time I have my dog with me, then guys come over to me. It's like, no, you need to be able to get them to come over to you without the dog. Okay, without your, you know, him or her there. You need that to happen. So I still feel like, yes, you've got to participate in the challenges, and even if you don't want to do the challenges, which I don't see why you wouldn't want to, because it's something you should be doing anyway, I feel like it's good for you to get out and just be active doing it now, not needing to wait until spring, you know. So that's kind of how I feel. That's my stance on that. You've got to get out there now as well, not just then. Okay, the pink apartment says, ladies, Try going to evening/after hour events at art galleries. Ooh. How have you found that, the pink apartment? What's been going on when you've gone? And can you actually state the city that you're in as well? Because it might help some people, only if you want to, with that. Hi, Aiden. No, Angelique, stop using your headphones. Don't use your headphones. Oh, okay, and talk on the... Oh, okay, and talk on the phone. That's fine, but let's try and stay off the phone. Okay, you're in Charlotte. I think Charlotte's like in South of America, right? Okay, we've got Enfield, we've got London. Okay, I've got some London girls in here. I know that's right. Ended up on a date for the rest... Wait, what did I miss? Okay, so Aiden says, been on one date so far in this year. Went to a music live bar/restaurant. Ended up on a date for the rest of... Oh my gosh, I love that. So you went out and then you kind of were approached and then you kind of had a date for the rest of the evening. That's kind of cute. Okay, love that for you. Okay, we have another London girl. North Carolina. Oh, North Carolina is Charlotte. Okay. Edinburgh. Okay. Oh, AJ, I had no idea that that's where you were. FU, it's Emily. I'm kind of living for that name. Have you ever been to one of those singles events in London? There's one at the end of the month. It's at Rooftop Madison. Oh, okay, in St. Paul's. You know what? I feel like I know kind of which one you're talking about. Are you speaking about like those speed dating events? Sometimes they do like wine tasting events, I feel like, as well, for singles. But no, I've never done that. I just didn't feel like the price was right. Some of them that I've done before, I just didn't have the type of people around that I wanted. And also I didn't like the age groups. I feel like the age groups that they do are not nice. So some of them might be 18 to 40. So the young girls get to meet people 20 years, whatever, older than them. And then if you're, I don't know, in another, they should have another one that goes up to at least 50. They wouldn't start the 50s ones until like do you know what I mean? It's just that the way that the age groups are set up, it's not for me at all. I need to have one that says, I don't know, age, let's just say 25 or 30 to like 57, and those ones are not there. So but you should definitely go for fun, and why not, kind of YOLO vibes. I would say that you should go. Yeah, so she said 21 to 45, which is cool. If like you're looking for someone up to 45, then that's great, you know. Then it will work. Okay, Tiana is also from London. Yay. Manchester. I had no idea I had so many UK girls on here. I'm kind of loving that right now. Okay, so Tiana said, I go to art exhibitions often. I don't get approached a lot as many people are with their partners or families, but it helps with feeling comfy alone, as most people are minding their business. Yeah, that makes sense, because they're not really caring because they're involved in what they're doing. So that's good. As long as it's fun for you. Of course, if you're not having the outcome that you want, then going somewhere, like actually fulfilling this kind of challenge as well, and going somewhere like an upscale cafe or brasserie in, you know, let's just say around Notting Hill, you know, okay, the obvious is going to be like Belgravia or something, then that's going to be good as well, because you're going to be meeting those local people as well. Sometimes with exhibitions and those things as well, like you said, there are families and people going together, but also there are people from all over who just enjoy that kind of thing, but they might not even necessarily live in those areas as well. So that's why I do feel like going to specific places and going to the, you know, the restaurants and things in those areas is a really good bet as well. Okay, so Lauren is from North London. That's cool. Hey Lauren. Yeah, Manchester. Okay, Rhiannon said, hi Ziva, just got let out of my uni class. Yay. Okay, so KG3, you're literally in North Carolina and this person is in LA. So yeah, unless like just for fun, maybe that's cool, but there's like, that's really far, right? For you, that's literally like a plane situation. I have done the long distance thing as well, and for me it did work, and financially as well, and blah blah blah. But at the same time, if you actually want to form a genuine connection with somebody and you want that kind of thing as well as obviously the monetary thing, that's a no-brainer, then I feel like the long distance doesn't really make much sense unless you were planning on moving. Maybe he's going to pay for that thing or whatever, then that's fine. Or if he's visiting you often. But yes, could work, who knows? But I feel like at some point somebody would have to move. And I can't really see somebody from LA moving, just because I feel like LA kind of has everything, isn't it? Nice weather, and it just kind of has kind of everything there. Yes. Okay, I don't feel like I've missed anything. No, I have. So KG3 says, the only bad thing is when me and my friends go out lately, it seems like it's always couples, never enough single men. But there might be some single men, but there are a few of you. So you said with your friends, so there needs to be more single men, but just because you've gone out with your friends. So maybe you could go out with by yourself. Even if there are two single men, you have two chances of being approached by somebody. If you're going out with you and your two friends and there are only two single men in there, then there really are not enough. So that's another reason why going out by yourself is really good. Of course, you still got to live life and have fun with your friends, but just remember that, you know, you can go out without them, leave them at home and do what you need to do as well. But ladies, I'm going to have to jump off of here. The lighting is actually appalling, and I thank you so much for even watching and sticking with me, because the lighting is crazy. But yes, I'm going to jump off of here. Thumbs up as well before you leave as well for me, thank you. The next live stream will be on Friday or Saturday this week. We're going to be setting a new challenge, and I want everybody to participate, like seriously, because this is not about me, this is about you. This is about you pushing yourself, you meeting people, you going out into different places, you making yourself feel comfortable in these places, in these areas, in these restaurants, in these bars. You deserve to be there and you should be there. And we're also going to speak about what you're going to wear, the kind of dress code. We're going to have that going. We're going to be very specific. When I come back on Friday or Saturday to do my next live stream and we set the challenge instructions, because it's going to be a live stream, you're going to be able to ask questions straight away. So if I'm unclear about things, then you're able to get clarity straight away because it will be live. So that would be beneficial as well for you. But yeah, it's definitely about On solo traveling, yeah, I guess potentially. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really fall so much in line with my channel, I feel like. But yeah, I'll think about it. I could do that. Um and I have so many videos on like my video to-do list, and I just haven't done, there are just so many. I have so many things to get through, which is kind of exciting to get through them. Oh, okay. Let me just read this one. Oh, it just takes forever on here. Okay. Do you still do online dating? I'm not online right now, no. I haven't been online for a couple of minutes. Yeah, yeah, definitely in person is good. But I feel like online dating is fine. You know, the same people who you meet outside in real life are still the people who are also online, majority of the time. So many people are online these days, and so I just feel like there's kind of no difference. But at the same time, if you want to like have a meeting where, you know, you just want somebody to actually come over to you, you want that kind of thing instead of just the online thing, you want to have a different experience, then online is good, then in person is good, IRL. But I think that online are the same people who are outside, okay? Whether they're married, whether they're single, whether they are engaged, I feel like majority of them are the same people anyway. And when you are online, you just you have a bigger pool of people to kind of work through. Happy New Year, hun. Thank you. So yes, I would still suggest, I mean, you can do both, but it is nice to have that experience in person, being approached, than just someone just sending you a message. You know, there's a different feeling about it, and it can just be a lot more memorable in person. But at the same time, there are some people who you meet online who are only on there because they're so busy, and they're so busy with work, and you would never actually meet them. Your chances of meeting them in real life are this slim. Okay, so I'd say that both are good. That's what I say, but sometimes online dating gets so annoying, and you literally have to take a break because some people are just like draining, or the whole experience just gets so boring and lackluster. But if you have the urge to go on there, then do it and come off when you're fed up with it. Yes, so okay, Rhiannon. So she says she's from Toronto in Canada. I went to one of the most expensive hotels in my area and sat at the bar and had a drink, but it seemed like there were no single men that night, just couples. What day did you go? I feel like it's good to do like a Wednesday or a Thursday. What's she laughing about? I Okay, that's someone else saying about frequenting. Okay, you went on a Thursday. Well, I feel like that should have been good, but a hotel bar, maybe some people were doing yeah, dates. Maybe they're doing early weekend stuff. But I feel like a Wednesday and Thursday are actually good evenings, so maybe it just wasn't your day. But from my experience, that is when there are lots of single men out, so it could have just been that specific evening, just was not your night, you know. But for the for the next challenge, we're also going to do in the daytime. Just bear in mind, lots of people are by themselves during the daytime. Straight after work, people are out with their work mates. So there are times to do things as well, and we're going to be getting into that on the next challenge. Yeah, which I'm very excited about. So yes, make sure you have your notifications on. But yeah, ladies, I'm going to jump off of here now. Okay, she said, is there a specific time I should go next time? I went a little bit late around, yeah, so 9 p.m, 10 p.m. is dates, honey, okay? You know, people just, they're out on dates. You don't even want to meet a man at 9 or 10 p.m. because at 9 or 10 p.m. I feel like he is in a different mind space. So I would definitely not, unless it just happens that way. This has happened to me before. I've been out and it's just been a really nice time and I've just been out for a very long time, and that can happen and that's fine. But you know, every now and then, blah blah blah. But I feel like the best time to do it is during the daytime. If you're doing the hotel bar, then I feel like after work, you know, get out of there by like 7:30 or so. From 7:30, that's when people are really making dinner reservations. Dinner reservations are mostly for couples and dates. So definitely get out of places before that kind of crowd start flooding the place. But at least you went. Okay, you went to, like you said, one of or the most expensive restaurants in Toronto. Sorry, hotel bars in Toronto. So that's a big deal, and there are some people who are still not there yet, and that story, what you said, can encourage and help other people, help other women on this channel to get the courage to go and do it. Like you said, it wasn't really your night, there were just couples there, but you still went regardless and you're still willing to go next time. So I think that that's great. If you want to go to, like you asked what time to go, but I'm doing all of this, if you do want to go to a hotel bar, yeah, like I said, definitely after work and get out by 7:30. That's what I would say. So yes, ladies, I'm going to love you and leave you here, and I will see you in my next video. Today is Tuesday. I feel like I will have another pre-recorded video tomorrow or Thursday or something, and we will do, hey hun, we're about to get off now, I'm sorry. But thank you for coming in. We'll do the next live video challenge, so I'll have another pre-recorded video soon. The next live video with a new challenge, a brand new challenge, will be on Friday or Saturday, and that will be a live stream. So I'm going to stop repeating myself and stop waffling, and love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching and joining me today. And also don't forget to go over onto my Instagram. I don't know if all of you ladies are, I know some of you are. I am going to start going live also on my Instagram. So yes, we're going to be doing things on there. I'm able to like guest people in as well, so we can do some different things and start having some fun over there. So yeah, head over there, honey, go and follow me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for doing the challenge, and yeah, I look forward to the next one.